You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy, meaning be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind, whatever you do. From the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind before anything else, before you take action. Before you seek advice, before you build a plan, you must know exactly what you want, not roughly. Not something successful or something big. You must know exactly what your goal is. You must define it so clearly, so vividly, that it becomes as real to you as the room you're sitting in right now. Clarity is power. Without clarity, your mind is scattered. Your thoughts drift. Your energy leaks. You start one thing, then another, but nothing finishes. Nothing connects. You feel tired, you feel frustrated, and you tell yourself, maybe you're not capable, but the truth is not about your ability, it's about your aim. An arrow without a target is just a stick flying through the air. If your life feels stuck, it's because your target isn't locked in. So pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what do I want more than anything? Not what others want for me, not what looks good to the world, but what I truly desire in the depth of my being. Is it financial freedom? Is it peace of mind? Is it mastery in a skill? Building a business, changing lives, leaving a legacy? Name it, speak it, write it. The more specific you are, the more magnetic your desire becomes. When you define your goal, don't just use words, use vision. Don't just say, I want success. Picture what success looks like for you. Where are you? What do you see around you? What time do you wake up in the morning? What kind of people do you talk to? How does it feel in your body to live that life? Get vivid, get detailed, make it real in your imagination. Because what the mind can clearly see, the hands can eventually hold. And then don't let that vision fade. Most people get a glimpse of a dream and then forget it in the noise of everyday life. But if you truly want to reach your goal and reach it fast, then you must make your goal the central image in your mind. It must live with you. It must stay with you. It must rise with you in the morning and walk with you throughout your day. It must sit with you in silence and echo in your thoughts when the world gets quiet. Words are so rarely fair. This kind of mental clarity is not just about thinking, it's about believing. Now, when your goal is clear and real in your imagination, you start to believe it's possible. And belief is the first fuel of action. Belief drives Kuraga. Courage leads to effort, and effort, consistent, focused, relentless effort, turns dreams into reality. But all of that starts with defining the goal, defining it completely, defining it emotionally, defining it visually, defining it until it becomes part of who you are, not just something you want, but something you must have. Something that is non-negotiable, something that calls you to rise above distractions and mediocrity. People will say, keep your options open, but a person with too many options becomes a person with no direction. Don't be afraid to commit. Don't be afraid to want something so badly that you'll give everything to reach it. That's not obsession, that's purpose. So today, let this be your task. Define your goal so clearly that you can close your eyes and live it in your mind. Describe it in detail. Say it out loud. Write it down. Think of it when you wake up. Carry it with you through the day. Let it drive your decision. And let it shape your habits. Let it burn so brightly in your mind that no excuse, no distraction, No delay can dim it, because when your goal becomes your mental home, you will find the path, because when your mind is clear, your steps will follow, because when you know what you want, the world starts to shift in your favor. Once your goal is clear, once it lives vividly in your mind, the next step is to align your daily life with it. This is where most people fall short. They define a goal on paper, but leave it there. They dream once and call it done. But reaching a goal isn't about writing it down one time. It's about living with that goal every single day. You must start your day with intention. The moment you open your eyes, before your feet touch the floor, before you check your phone or let the noise of the world enter, remind yourself of your goal. Say it in your mind. Picture it. Feel it. Make it the very first thing your mind connects to, because how you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up and immediately focus on distractions, news, messages, social media, worry, then you're surrendering your mind to chaos. But if you wake up and anchor your mind to your purpose, you've already won the first battle of the day. That single decision to center yourself in your goal before the world interrupts will shape how you think, how you feel, and how you act throughout the day. Your energy will be pulled in 1,000 directions. People will need your attention. Deadlines will call. Emotions will rise. That's why your goal must not be something you visit once a day. It must be something you carry with you every hour. Your goal must become a lens through which you view your choices. Every decision, every task, every conversation should pass through this silent question. Does this move me closer to my goal? Further away? When your goal stays in your mind, your behavior starts to shift. You become more selective with your time. You stop saying yes to things that don't matter. You stop wasting hours in aimless scrolling, pointless worry, or shallow entertainment. You start powerfully choosing activities, people, and thoughts that align with the vision you've set for your life. This doesn't mean you become robotic. It doesn't mean you stop enjoying life. It means you enjoy life through purpose. You no longer react to whatever the day throws at you. You respond with clarity, with intention, with discipline. Here's a truth most people never accept. Success is boring. It's repetitive. It's built on consistency. And consistency only happens when you remember your why every single day. So tie your actions to your vision. When you eat for energy. When you move with strength. When you speak with purpose. Let the goal whisper to you through every routine. Think of the mind as a garden. If you don't plant your own seeds, the world will plant weeds. If you don't deliberately choose your thoughts, each morning fear, doubt, and distraction will choose for you. That's why you must become the gardener of your own mind. Water it with your dream, feed it with your desire, expose it to the light of belief, and pull the weeds of doubt as soon as they appear. Clear every fight-or state. If you do this day after day, your inner world will transform. And once your inner world changes, the outer world has no choice but to follow. That is the power of keeping your goal in your mind not once, but all day long. It becomes the compass, the filter, the fuel. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel confident, but you can always remember. And remembering is enough to reset your energy, refocus your efforts, and realign your path. Even a single moment of deep remembrance can bring you back to center, chasing a God places. So tomorrow and every day after rise with your goal, speak it, think it, visualize it. Let it guide you like a lighthouse in the fog. Let it shape your hours, direct your attention, and decide your next step. Because if the goal stays in your mind, the actions will follow. If the actions are aligned, the results will come. And when the results begin, momentum will carry you to the life you were meant to live. Your mind is not just a tool for thinking, it is a magnet pulling towards you the things you hold most. Frequently in thought, it does not care whether your thoughts are about what you want or what you fear it. It does not judge good or bad, positive or negative. It simply reflects back what you dwell on most, are aware. So if your goal is to become real in your life, it must first become dominant in your mind. It must become the thing you think about when you rise, the thing that stays with you in silence, the thought that lingers in the background when you're working, walking, eating, or speaking with others. Whatever you hold constantly in mind begins to move toward you. It may not come overnight. It may not come in the way you expect, but the law never fails. Whatever is clearly imagined, consistently believed, and emotionally felt begins to organize itself in the fabric of your reality. That is why the first battle is in the mind, not in the world, not in the economy, not in the opinions of others, but within your own consciousness. Because if you allow your mind to drift into doubt and fear, if you let your goal become foggy or your vision weak, then your magnet loses its charge and nothing moves. Fun is the heart of fun. So discipline your thoughts, train your imagination, feed your belief, see your goal not as a wish but as a seed that has already been planted and now must be nurtured daily with attention and faith. More than presence, picture it. When you sit alone, hear it. In your inner dialogue, feel it in your body as if the future were already here. Walk with the energy of the person who already lives that life. Speak as if you are already moving in that direction. Act with the confidence that comes not from outside validation, but from inner conviction. This is not fantasy. This is not pretending. This is the practice of creation everything in. The world that exists was once a thought in someone's mind. Every invention, every building, every movement began first as an invisible picture that someone refused to let go of. Word. So do not let go of yours. Hold on to it when it's easy, and especially when it's hard. Hold on to it when nothing seems to be working, when delays frustrate you, when others doubt you. When you start doubting yourself, because those are the moments when your mental magnet is being tested. And if you hold firm in those moments, you will find that the current begins to turn in your favor. Most people change their minds too quickly. They let go of their vision too soon. They allow circumstances to shake them out of alignment, but the ones who win are the ones who keep the image fixed, keep the desire burning, keep the mind charged with faith and not fear. And the forge of the 8 veins, sire, be faster. Every great achiever became great, not just by doing, but by thinking with direction, with intensity, with emotion, and with repetition. They made their goal a part of their identity. They talked about it, thought about it, dreamt about it, lived it long before the world could see any proof. Whoa. So speak your goal to yourself every day. Do not wait for motivation. Create it by remembering your vision. Write your goal down again and again, imprint it in your nervous system so deeply that no temporary setback can erase it. IRL, your mind is your workshop, your mind is your headquarters, your mind is the command center of your life. And if you make it a home for clarity, focus, belief, and desire, then nothing can stop the world from eventually reflecting that inner world back to you. You are already a magnet. You are already attracting the things that match your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. So the question is not whether the law is working. The question is whether you are using it consciously or unconsciously, with clarity or with chaos, with power or with passivity, be it play or effort into quality. So choose today to think only what you want to live. Choose to focus only on what builds your vision and not what destroys it. Choose to repeat the image until it becomes more real than your doubts, more solid than your fears, more present than your distractions. Because when the mind holds the goal, the world begins to shape around it. Because when the vision is constant, the path becomes visible, because what you think about with clarity and emotion, you bring to life through action, persistence, and faith. You may have strength, you may have intelligence, you may have ambition, but if your energy is scattered, you will feel like you are moving but going nowhere, like a car spinning its wheels on ice-burning fuel but gaining no ground, because directionless effort is wasted effort, and without focus even the most talented mind remains powerless. The mace ardent effort, and the search far stimers. There are people with great ideas, with massive potential, with skills that could change their life and the lives of others, but they lack one essential force, the ability to channel their energy like a laser and not let it disperse like a light bulb, shining in all directions but never strong enough to ignite a single spark. Light. Think of the sun. Its light is warm, it gives life. But when that same light is focused through a lens, it becomes a fire that can burn through steel. The difference is not in the power, it's in the focus. And the same is true for you, because when your thoughts, your actions, your habits, your time all point in one direction, you become unstoppable. Stop doing everything, stop chasing 10 things at once, stop believing you have to try it all, hoping that something will stick. Choose one thing, one mission, one desire, and give it everything you have, every ounce of attention, every drop of discipline, every waking moment of belief, until it begins to take form in the real world. The oral silence, or withdrawn to early wake outreach. This is not about doing more, it's about doing less with more intensity, more clarity, more conviction. Because productivity is not about movement, it's about movement that matters. Action without direction is distraction in disguise. The world is full of noise, but greatness belongs to those who can tune it out, those who can. Sooner when it's easier to say yes, those who can stay in their lane while others are chasing trends, those who can look foolish today for being focused while the crowd keeps changing goals. Every season, focus requires courage, because it means giving up the illusion of safety that comes from having backup plans and side doors and escape routes. It means burning the boats and deciding that there is no turning back. It means saying, I will make this work, not because it's easy, but because it's mine, and I will not rest until it becomes real. And once you make that decision, once you cut off everything that pulls you away, once you protect your energy like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does your mind become sharp, your ideas become deep, your time becomes sacred, and your results begin to multiply in ways you never thought possible. You must treat your time like a bank account with limited withdrawals. You must treat your energy like a currency to be invested, not spent. You must treat your attention like a weapon too. Be aimed, not thrown, because the more deliberate you are, the more powerful you become. Do not worry about speed. If your direction is right, speed will come. Do not worry about comparison. If your focus is pure, your results will speak. Do not worry about how long it takes. If your purpose is clear, the path will reveal itself day by day. There will be temptations to multitask, to take shortcuts, to split your focus between what matters and what's easy, but you must resist that pull, because success is never found in scattered motion. It is found in deep work, in full presence, in single-minded pursuit of a worthy aim. I've already called fluff. So today, decide where your power goes, decide what gets your attention, decide what deserves your effort, and give it everything you've got until it responds, until it moves, until it grows, until the world cannot ignore what you've created from pure, unshakable focus. Because scattered minds chase distractions, but focused minds create legacies. Because half-hearted action creates exhaustion, but committed action builds momentum. Because when your energy is unified, your life becomes unstoppable and what once felt out. The reach begins to move into your hands, one result, one breakthrough, one day at a time. At the end of each day, when the noise fades, when the tasks are done, when the world grows quiet, and you are left alone with your thoughts, there is one question you must ask with complete honesty and without excuse. Did I move closer to my goal today? Or did I let the day carry me away from it? This is the habit that builds empires, the simple practice of self-accountability, the quiet discipline of checking in with yourself, not for guilt, not for shame, but for clarity, because you cannot improve what you do not track, and you cannot master what you do not measure. Most people drift not because they lack potential, but because they never stop to reflect. They run through their days on autopilot, responding, reacting, surviving, but never pausing to ask, where am I going? And is this the road that leads there? You must become your own guide, your own coach, your own mirror. You must become the one who calls yourself forward, who challenges your laziness, who questions your distractions, who demands more from you, not tomorrow, but now. Ask yourself, did I wake up with intention, or did I slide into the day without purpose? Did I guard my time or give it away to things that do not matter? Did I protect my mind from negativity, or let every opinion shape my energy? Did I say yes to what builds me, or did I say yes to avoid discomfort? You must become ruthless in your reflection, not because you are harsh, but because you are committed to the life you want, committed to the person you are becoming, committed to the goal you have set. And if you are not willing to evaluate your days, then do not expect your future to be any different than your past. Every night you must close the loop. You must sit with yourself and ask not how much I did, but how much of it moved me forward. Because busy does not mean progress, and effort does not mean effectiveness. Only alignment creates results. Only focus builds momentum. Only clarity turns work into achievement. Lost. This practice is not glamorous. It will not make headlines. It will not be praised by the crowd, but it is the secret behind every strong character, every self-made leader, every person who rises while others make excuses for or plead strong cows. Either of the U-turns. It is easy to blame circumstances. It is easy to say, I was too tired, too busy, too overwhelmed. But excuses are the language of average, and your goal does not care how you feel. It only responds to what you do. You are not competing against the world. You are competing against your lower self. The version of you that settles, that procrastinates, that avoids pressure and hides from responsibility. And every day you either feed that self or rise above it. So look at your habits, look at your choices, look at your conversations, your thoughts, your screen time, your routines, and ask, were they aligned with my vision? Or were they comfortable distractions that cost me time I can never get back? You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to get it. All right? You just need to be honest and consistent and willing to improve. Because the person who improves 1% each day becomes unrecognizable in a year, because they present for this instruction toward every one waiter or the first 8. And this change does not require talent. It requires awareness, and it requires ownership. The moment you start owning every decision, every result, every reaction is the moment you reclaim your power. Most people want change without responsibility. They want results without self-examination, but true power comes when you look in the mirror and say, this is on me, the win. The losses, the progress, the delay, and from this moment forward, I take full control. Tentative men words. Make this your nightly ritual, one question with infinite power. Did I move closer to my goal or not? And let the answer guide your next action, your next plan, your next level, because the truth you want is the breakthrough you need, because self-discipline is not punishment, it is freedom, because When you hold yourself to the highest standard the world has no choice but to rise to meet you, this is where most people fall. They start with fire, they move with intensity, they talk of goals and dreams with passion in their voice. But as time passes, as the days grow long, as the results delay, they let the goals slip from their hands, they let the vision fade from their mind. They stop feeding the dream and wonder why it dies. A mercury after the method, act of frisson. But the ones who succeed, the ones who rise, the ones who do what others only speak of. They do one thing that changes everything. They keep the goal alive. They keep it present. They keep it burning like a flame inside that never goes out, no matter the weather, no matter the noise, no matter the delay, no matter the doubt. Is near like her happen? You must carry your goal like a living part of you, not like a task on a list, not like a sentence in a journal, but like a heartbeat in your chest, something you feel, something you protect, something you return to every morning and every night until it becomes who you are and how you move. There is no secret beyond this. There is no magic beyond repetition and belief. There is only this quiet, unshakable truth. If you hold the vision long enough, if you walk the path daily, if you do not betray your purpose, even when no one claps, even when no one sees, then eventually the world will align to match your inner picture. Because life reflects back what you insist on creating, not what you visit once in a while, not what you hope for casually, but what you decide is yours and refuse to let go of, no matter how long it takes. age, the mind will try to forget. The body will get tired. The world will try to distract you. That is why you must remind yourself daily. That is why you must repeat the goal until the repetition becomes identity. That is why you must speak it to yourself until the words stop being words and start being truth. This is the work, the inner work, the silent work, the invisible work that no one sees and few respect. But it is the foundation of everything you will build, because if the goal leaves your mind, it will never stay in your life. And if it does not live in you, it will never live around you. So keep it alive, speak it again, see it again, believe it again, act on it again, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because every time you choose the goal over comfort, you strengthen the signal. Every time you say yes to purpose and no to distraction, you reinforce the path. Your future self is already waiting for you. It already exists in potential. It is already real. In the unseen, the only question is, will you keep walking long enough? Will you stay focused long enough? Will you protect the vision long enough for time to bring it to life? Like the lake. Do not let days pass where the goal is forgotten. Do not let routine become stronger than your reason. Do not let the world drown out the whisper inside you that says keep going, because that whisper is the beginning of every great achievement, and it only grows louder when you honor it with action. Write it every day, speak it every day, picture it every day, build something small toward it every day. And when the doubts rise, let the vision rise higher. When the fear comes, let the focus cut through it like a sword, because you were not born to wish, you were born to create. So build it from the inside out. Make it real in thought. Make it solid in action. Make it yours in identity. And let the world adjust to who you become. Because the goal is not just a destination. It is a transformation. It is not just what you get. It is who you become in the process. And once you become the person who lives the dream, who walks the talk, who embodies the purpose, then you no longer chase the goal, because you are the goal, and the world has no choice but to reflect that truth back to you. One result, one shift, one miracle at a time. Darling, there comes a moment in the life of every person who dares to dream when waiting must, and when hoping must turn into declaring, when uncertainty must bow before decision, because nothing truly moves. Until you decide, nothing aligns. Until your mind locks in, nothing shifts. Until you shift within, the world does not respond to half-hearted intentions. It does not yield to weak desires. It bends for them. Lack. One who has decided with full force, with unwavering conviction, with the kind of certainty that says, I will have this or I will die trying, because when you decide from the soul, everything around you begins to reorganize in response